Hi, I'm Evan,
Hi, I'm Colby.
and this is
The Filtered Podcast.
Thank you for joining us on our journey.
Where we'll give a taste of life
Christ,
and some of our craziest stories.
so please join us on our life through the Christian lens.
Where several friends will join us along the way.
Hopefully you take something away from us.
But enough of that. Roll the tape. Welcome back to the Filtered Podcast.
I'm Evan,
I'm the only Colby,
the only Colby.
and this is
Season 2.
Brand new room, brand new table. Lack of things that we brought to put on the table.
We got our phones.
So we put both our phones on there.
Yeah.
I'm currently monitoring the Pacers opening season game. That's
Yeah.
just about to tip
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Waiting to see if we get a text from Jenna about how much time we have.
Jenna's bringing me food.
Oh, so we might have a photo bomber.
You know what? It's not the
video
first
bomber.
time.
That's true. Not the
But
first
season
time.
2.
Season 2. Whole new setup.
Yeah. New chairs.
New chairs. Well, technically, our first try at the Forgotten Pilot episode, we were in these chairs.
It wouldn't be a brand new season if the first episode didn't screw up.
Well, I'm talking about the first pilot episode of season 1.
Oh my gosh.
That we have so many screenshots of, but that is all that we have.
I mean the screenshot of our first post on Instagram?
Yep. Continuity.
And we
Yeah.
still don't have a banner, which I'm actually happy about our setup.
I
right
like
now.
the setup
I
where it
like
is
the
right now.
setup. I feel like if we have guests, we should like pitch in money and get a couch.
Yeah.
Like have a chair and have a couch.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we'll figure that one out. as we go.
IKEA.
IKEA.
Well,
Yeah. Speaking of chairs, my roommate bought a new bubble chair.
what?
Like, you know what I'm talking about, like those gamer chairs,
Yeah.
like the half full things. He bought a new one because his other one is breaking, and he said the exact words to me 2 nights ago. I wonder how long till this one falls in on me.
Did fall?
I sat on his new one for 0.5 seconds to put on my brand new Hokas that I bought. Instantly falls. I look at the thing, and it was dependent on one screw. So it probably was made for people that weigh less than 70 pounds.
Where did you get it from?
I don't know.
Come on,
But-
Blake.
Yeah, come on, man. All right, well,
But
season 2.
Episode 2, we're going to be season 2. Season 2, we're going to be deep diving into a lot of new things. Like we just said, new setup. But something that we're trying to pursue a little bit more is what's God been telling us in like using our daily lives and
Making it more practical.
making more practical and
Yeah.
and inviting challenge
Yeah.
to if people if
Yep.
you guys want to
Give topics.
give topics and grow.
Yeah.
Let's grow together as a
Yeah.
not just a community but a family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like seriously, send your topics.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. If you have any questions, we'll talk about it. A
Absolutely.
little bit more intentional than just kind of random uploads here and there.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, we also have a recording schedule.
we
which
do.
is pretty nice. I know we
Yeah.
teased that
Yep.
in episodes past, but we
Yeah.
actually have a recording schedule.
And we officially have a producer now.
We do officially have a producer. He's officially signed on,
Yeah.
but
No, no more. Well, no. We're still gonna have to contract him into
Yeah.
taking showers.
still contracted. My foot is put down.
Yep. Yep.
But
But yeah.
not here right now. He's in the rafters somewhere working behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
But
That.
he's producing.
Yeah. But today we're wanting to do the first topic.
Rhythms.
Rhythms are really important.
Yeah.
Not just for an everyday Christian, but an everyday person.
Yeah. Structure is very, very nice.
Yeah.
As a person that works in the mental health field, I see that every day.
Especially you.
It's amazing how much structure can change a kid's life, even your life.
Jeez.
But even the appearance of structure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. When we say rhythms, this is a topic that's long been impressed on us by Tristan.
Yep.
It's kind of his burr in his saddle, for lack of better words. But by rhythms, we were talking about daily life structure.
Yes.
What you do, more specifically, like your time with God, is a very big rhythm of life, and most importantly, it's pretty important to have your rhythm be in the morning. At least for me, that's how I find it very helpful to center my day right. And that's my morning rhythm, is to spend time with God. And I can touch on that a little bit more in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
But
before we deep dive into rhythms, I've had time to actually think about my rhythms after our first pilot season 2 episode, and thinking back to my daily rhythms, and a lot's changed since our talk, and I've realized that what you do each day affects me now, and it's great because it's humbling for me knowing that if I'm having a bad day, somebody else is probably also having a bad day.
Yeah.
So why sit in pain? Why suffer through that when you can pray for somebody else and make somebody else's day a little bit better?
Yeah.
I started doing that, so it's been fun. But I'll let you kick it off.
All right. My rhythm, and this is something that's purely a model thing. Every person's brain just works differently.
Yeah.
Where I have some friends that their rhythm works best for them personally at night to end their day.
Yeah.
In that rhythm. For me personally, I found that waking up in the morning is the easiest for me.
Yeah.
I'm like a slow starter.
Yeah.
Like I wake up easy, but like my brain kind of takes a little bit to kick in the gear. Once my brain's in gear, it's a million places all at once, trying to figure every last detail of my life out when I really slow down.
Yeah. One second. I'm not pausing anything, but I will be right back, folks. I realized that I need my laptop for this because it helped me think over rhythms last time.
Okay.
So you keep talking, and I will be back.
Okay, I will explain my full set of rhythms while Evan runs away. Man, we're going off the rails already. But no, talking a little bit more about my rhythms. Every single day, it's the same thing for me. I get up in the morning and I get into my devotions. I usually have to go into work at around 9. That's the time I like to start. So I always try and wake up at 7. And I give myself a couple minutes to wake up, get out of bed, stop being like a little groggy, check a couple things on my phone that might need to be important. Sometimes I wake up to a couple of work texts that are important that I need to hit first, just to make sure that I have time for devos or whatever. Because I like to spend a lot of time. So I usually try and get my devos by 7:08 to 7:10. I'll sit down, I'll open up YouTube, and I have a couple YouTube channels I like to follow to watch their sermons throughout the week. Monday, I usually like to watch like Louis Giglio. Tuesdays, it's whatever that sounds interesting from the other churches and stuff, other sermons that I really find myself interested in. But I'll get up, I'll start watching that sermon. I'll make sure I watch the full entire thing. While I'm starting to watch that sermon, I'll grind some coffee. I start making some coffee in the morning and get that going while the message is first starting. So then that way, about halfway through the message, my coffee's ready, and I'll sit there and I'll sip it while I'm watching the end of it, taking my notes, writing all my notes. I love writing my Bible to finding it later. Sometimes when I get onto the same passage of another sermon or something I watched, that's a little takeaway that I remember from the first time around. Oh, here comes Evan. He's back. But yeah, I'll watch that full sermon. Usually that's like 30 to 50 minutes. Who knows how long that sermon's going to be, that message is going to be. Watch its entirety, take my notes. After which I have a daily devotional that I'll read. It's New Morning Mercies by Paul David Tripp. I'll read whatever Devo it is for that day. Spend some time meditating on it. And then my most important thing that I like to do is spend time in prayer for my friends. I have a list of people that I text every Monday, assuming that it's Monday. If it's not Monday, the text will come Tuesday. Usually if Monday something happens right off the morning, like I have a meeting or something like that, then the text will come out Tuesday. And I'll start writing them down in my prayer journal, and in the morning I'll start praying for them. If I ever miss it, if it doesn't come Monday or Tuesday, that week is for loss. There's no point.
This week's my loss.
But yeah. So that text came out actually this week on Monday, but right on schedule.
Every Monday.
I try to do that every Monday. My main goal is hit 5 days a week in Devos. One time, I forget who it was that told me this, but he was telling me about habits, and rhythms are very close to habits. And he said it's important to not set the bar too high on yourself, to not expect perfection. Because most people are going to set out and be like, I want to do Devos 7 days a week. Well, that's almost impossible to hit the same rhythm every single day. Because my Saturday looks vastly different than my Monday through Fridays. And my Sunday looks vastly different than my Monday through Fridays and what my Saturday looks like. It's hard to get into Devos on Sundays. It actually might be my hardest day to get in. But it's important to set out and with a goal, my goal, 5 days a week. And I usually find myself hitting that, and it's not all of a sudden once I miss one day, it's like, oh, this sucks. I'm never going to be able to get into this rhythm, never going to be able to get into this habit. I give up. And the next thing you know, you're back before square one even started of setting out and having this plan. What I find important for me with doing my Devos in the morning is giving up time that I would rather have for something else to spend time with God. Usually, if I really had my way, I would love to sleep in until 8 before I got to work and get up at 8 and start getting ready and just head out the door. But giving up that hour to pretty much 95% of that be with God is important to me. It sets my day off right because I go into a work field that Tristan likes to call the front lines of spiritual warfare. And I need to go into that every single day ready to meet whatever the devil's going to throw at me that way and to be able to share Christ best I can in whatever way. I need to go into that spiritually full. Yeah. And there's my very long tangent. And I actually didn't really have to stall at all.
You did pretty good.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, rhythms look a little different for me because my time with the Lord and my times with the Lord is a little bit different than Colby's. Colby's is asking people what he can pray for in his devotional and prayer. Mine is a little similar. I pray constantly for my friends and family, and my loved ones, which are my friends and my family. And so I do that, especially when I know I need to humble myself. It just makes me feel a little bit better about myself if I pray for somebody else. Yeah. Especially if I'm in a tough time in life. But for me, what helps me connect with the Lord more, and it's a rhythm that I try to stick to, is worshiping. Because worshiping is another rhythm that a lot of people have too, is just having that one-on-one
Hmm.
time with the Lord and prayer and surrendering to the Lord. And I have the opportunity to make time for that since I work at a church,
Hmm.
and since I don't have college or school anymore, I have time to do it. But sometimes, obviously, life gets in the way, and
Hmm.
we don't really like that. And you can definitely tell when you need to hit that rhythm
Yeah.
again, because once you hit that rhythm, Satan's gonna drag you through the dirt if you
Mhm.
don't stick to that rhythm. But back to what I was saying with worship, what I do is I set a candle, I turn on a worship pad, and I just start strumming. And I think about any songs that I want to do, and I just do spontaneous worship. And it's a great time. I've done it with my family and my friends, and it's a very powerful time to do it with family and friends. But it's also a great idea to do it by yourself, because when you are with the Lord by yourself, you can release some things that you wouldn't want to say in front of your family or friends,
Hmm.
and that's okay, because some things you can keep between you and the Lord, and nobody's going to. Well, it depends, but most people won't pull it out of you and say, "Hey,
Mhm.
you haven't worked through it." But yeah, having that time can really help your day-to-day life and your spiritual life.
Hmm.
Um, and the struggle is that, and the definition of a rhythm is regularly repeating a pattern through your day-to-day life. And it's a struggle. We're human. We fall short of that. It takes
Hmm.
23 days, 25 to make a habit, and 5 days to destroy one, or
Yeah.
less. Um, I mean, that's true. We all fall short of that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a complete struggle, and part of also having a rhythm is having that time to abide with the Lord.
Hmm.
Um, abiding is what we're called to do, to grow closer to the Lord.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I think something in that of what Evan just said was really important. Of when you don't get that rhythm, your day feels off.
yeah,
And I definitely would echo that. The days that I either like have a meeting early in the morning before I have to go to work, or a meeting before I come to the church or something like that, like it really does throw things off and really just feels sorry, I think someone just tried to walk in. But my day really does feel off. It feels a little thrown off, just
Mhm.
feels weird, not quite right. And sometimes it even feels like I'm coming from behind, and
Yeah,
that's just because my rhythm and my foundation of the day
yeah,
is uneasy.
yeah. And it's easy for the devil to attack you, even in those moments, because uh, he'll see you not do what you normally do,
Mm-hmm.
and he will knock you down. Um, it's some people have like caffeine addictions, or like
Yeah.
they have to have their cup of coffee each morning, each day.
Mm-hmm.
But even simple stuff like that, if you miss it, you're going to either get like a really bad headache, you're going to make an excuse for not being able to do things, and that's what Satan wants you to do. You are you're saying all these things that aren't true. You can do these things, but I think I'm going on a tangent.
Yeah.
I think I lost myself. What I'm trying to say is, this is a better reference. For us in ministry, it's a struggle for us to do our day-to-day lives
Yeah.
and also serve in a church.
Yeah.
And that's painful because we want to live 100% for the Lord, 110%. We want to go above and beyond for the Lord, but we fail at that.
Yeah.
We're human. That's what we do. We don't want to. Heck, that's the last thing we want to do. But abiding, that's why we need to have that rhythm.
Yeah.
And
Because
sorry, what I was trying to get
yeah.
to that is because if we don't seek the Lord, and if we don't keep abiding with the Lord, we're going to be stuck in just not knowing what to do. We're going to be stuck in, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And that hurts not just us as tech people, but it hurts our team too, because we're not here.
Yeah.
We're off in Neverland trying to deal with a separate problem when we should be here and present with the Lord.
Yeah.
I'm going to admit it. I did it tonight with our kids ministry, and I feel bad for that. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not being there when I should have been there. But that's what Satan wants you to do. If you don't stick close to the Lord, it's just going to be really tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really hard life.
Yeah.
And that's why rhythms matter so much.
Yeah. It's nice to have a good foundation there at the end of the day, because Satan's going to throw the book at you if you're doing whatever you can to glorify God. And if he's not, then maybe you're not doing something right, or maybe you're just in a season of being set aside from that, which is a really nice season to be in. But, regardless, those attacks will come eventually. And it's important to be ready, to be prepared, to put on the full armor of faith, as the Bible says. And something like rhythms is a simple, easy way that it's going to be to put on the armor. It's hard to be in that rhythm. Most days, especially now that it's winter and the sun isn't quite up when my alarm goes off at 7, I'm waking up groggy, a little tired, because my circadian rhythms of my body is not tuned to wake up at night. So it's a little hard. And that's exactly what the devil's going to want me to do, is to roll back over, hit snooze on my alarm, and keep sleeping in, because he wants to throw me off from that rhythm. He wants to shake that foundation. And that's something that's important to get in there, get in the rhythm, to make sure that you're ready to combat whatever is about to happen. Because sometimes, most of the time, you're going to have to be responsible for your own relationship with Christ. I mean, it can't just be handed to you. If you're just coming to church on Sunday and not doing anything for the rest of the week, that is a very shallow faith that needs to be dug deeper.
Yeah.
Because you can't just live with a Sunday morning faith.
Yeah.
It's got to be throughout the week.
Yeah. And I feel like this should be said. Some people, for their rhythms, is having a Sabbath day. In the Bible, that was very much clear to all. It was mostly Jewish. Jewish people that followed the Lord. They would take a Sabbath each day of the week, right?
Yep.
And they would have their time with the Lord.
Yeah.
And Luke 4:16 records Jesus' Sabbath is a daily custom, and which he sets one day apart from the others for worship and rest. And God built this one in the 7 days of rhythm into creation, as in the beginning, at the beginning of the Bible, it says that he took a Sabbath.
Yeah.
And Scripture tells us that when he was finished forming and giving purpose to each piece of the universe, he rested. And that was a rhythm.
Yeah.
And that became a rhythm for most Christians, is since God tells us to Sabbath, we're going to Sabbath each day of the week, 1 day a week.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a rhythm. And our culture now barely makes any time for us to have a Sabbath, sadly. But
it's looked upon as, oh, you're not doing something, you're being lazy or wasting time.
Yes. And that's tough. And that's why you need to make a rhythm, and you need to set some time alone with the Lord, whatever way it would help. And guys, just remember, like, we need to abide with the Lord. We need to be still with the Lord and know that He is God. Like, we need that in our day-to-day lives, or we're going to dig our own graves. We're going to bury ourselves in sin and frustration and all these things that we're called not to do.
Yeah.
There's a pendulum. This is going to be a little bit of the last thing we're going to talk about because we're short on time.
Yeah, we're running.
But the pendulum goes like this: work and time with the Lord. And like I said, on a Sabbath day, you rest with the Lord and you have your time with the Lord. And then the Lord also says, go tend to my sheep, right? Go tend to all my children and grow and make disciples and love each other, and says all these things, and that's work. The Lord's asking us to work in the ministry that we're called to do.
Yeah.
So the pendulum goes like this: day of rest and being with the Lord and work, and you are the pendulum.
Yeah.
You are going back and forth, and you want that. You need to go back to here, and you need to go back to here. When you get stuck in one of those spots, you're gonna not know what to do, because being with the Lord is amazing, and doing what the Lord's calling you to do is, well, you're going to just be stuck right here because you're not going to want to work. So you're going to have to move to work. But what happens if you just stay on work? You're going to forget to go to the Lord. You're going to forget to be spiritually there for the ministry that you're trying to be in. And I know all of us have felt like this. Some days we just feel stuck in the middle, work and time with the Lord. And I struggle with that each day.
Yeah.
We just need to learn how to move back and forth with rest and work, and rest and work.
Yeah, and some days are easier than others.
Yes.
Some days it's hard. Sometimes all you can do is fight to show up and be present.
Yeah. That's yeah. The Lord just wants you to be still with Him.
Yeah. A great reminder.
But yeah.
Oh, we just jinxed each other. Yeah. And the days that it's hard to show up, just show up. Don't just count it a loss.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to fight through it and feel like you may barely get anything and attempt to spend time.
Yeah.
It's better than not doing it at all and just giving up. But, well, I feel like we might have reached the end of this discussion,
Yeah.
unless there's any closing comments or remarks
Well-
from Evan.
Yeah. Let's talk about something. Okay. All right. And this is going to happen. This is already going to happen for the first episode of the second series. And I'm sorry, but I just got back from a trip to Florida and I have a big question for Colby. And I'm curious on how you guys feel about this too. So on the flight, I downloaded Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Ooh. Yeah,
How you like? Do you like the movie?
I love Zack Snyder's Justice League.
You do. A scale of 1 to 10, where would you put it?
10 being the best superhero movie ever made.
Really?
No, I mean like is 10.
Oh
being-
yes, yeah. Like this is the best DC movie that they've made. Like that DC has.
Probably an 8.
8, yeah. I would probably put it at 8, just because I love how Zack Snyder his ideas with the movie, but I don't like that he set it on to the path where Superman becomes evil.
Yeah,
Like I've read the comics.
yeah.
I don't like that timeline, that universe. But that was my only critic on that. It was a great movie.
Evan discussing a movie that's almost 3 years old.
I had to. Okay, this movie is what, 4 hours long.
Yeah,
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was a good movie to watch on a 2-hour plane ride.
and that 2:4 aspect ratio.
Yeah.
His original version of the movie was in black and white, but DC wouldn't let him put it out. So then
Oppenheimer.
he put out a secondary version later, saying it's like the Justice is Gray version.
Yeah.
You might have cooked a little too much. Might have burnt it.
Yeah.
Not a big black and white fan.
I think
But-
it would have been a waste of money
Probably.
because of all the animations would just be nothing if it
Yeah.
was black and white.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. The millions of dollars that they spent on that.
Yeah, that was worth it. I own the DVD. Found it in a $5 Walmart bin. I bought it. It's awesome. I've never actually opened it, but it's there.
Great.
But I don't really want to watch it in SD.
Yeah.
And I just use my friend's HBO Max anyways.
Well, thank you for listening to the Filtered Podcast.
The season 2 premiere.
If you like our content, please follow, please comment. We love seeing your comments.
Please share.
Please share. If you have any questions or want us to talk about something, please
Yeah.
comment. We would
Comment,
we
DM, message.
we would love to answer your questions.
Yeah, we are always in need of topics.
Or topics. We would love to help. But yeah, thank you for watching the Filter Podcast. If you like to see more of this, please like and subscribe. If you would, I've been doing this for a long time now, and I'm like, why am I blanking? All right, if you want to watch us on any platform, we're on it every platform except for Pandora. I'm still bringing it over to season 2. I hate Pandora.
It's indifferent to me. I forget they exist every time.
Great. But I love talking to you guys. Thank you for watching the Filtered Podcast again. I want to count how many times I've said that, but truly, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It means a lot.
Yeah.
I'm hopefully going to leave in time to watch into the Pacers game. They're currently losing by 3 to the Pistons, so they might suck this year.
That sucks.
But you know what? Nevertheless, we prevail. Alrighty. Well, I think that's enough from us.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, catch you next one. Peace.
Peace.